it in this child, just the two of us. You and I.
Oh, my computer is back on.
Yes. Wait, I think you muted.
Can you hear me?
There you go.
Oh
Yes.
yeah,
Back in
yeah. I got it back
action.
on now. Oh yeah, y'all done got this junk messed up. I'm back on. Shoot,
He
y'all thought
said, back
man,
then
y'all
they
thought
didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. Look.
man. I was hey,
Act like
guess
you never left.
what?
I know that's right.
With my golden mic. With
I
my
know
golden,
that's right.
I
Bring
was
the
very
golden mic back.
yeah.
It
I
wasn't
was
giving what it needed to give. You know what I'm saying? But now it's giving everything. I'm loving it. The
yeah.
gold.
I'm very happy now that it's working. Boy, hey Spectrum, you need to do something.
I have a spectrum as well, and I
Yeah,
understand what you're going through because it happens at random. You know,
yeah.
you will
Like
be
I
right
don't
in the
know.
moment, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
it's the
So
disrespect for me.
I definitely don't know what the world was going on, but hey, just know we back. Um, let's see where we at. All right,
Ooh wee, the legacy ball.
Legacy Bowl recap.
Listen, it was Team Gaither, go
Mm-hmm.
Rattlers, against
Mm-hmm.
Team Robinson in New Orleans. First of all, let me
Hold
just
up,
say
hold up,
again,
Robin. This a shout out. This shout out to the legendary coach,
here
uh,
we go.
Teen Gaither. I don't play this little song. I'm gonna make sure I'm hooked up to this thing, man. They check my AirPods out. I'm gonna play this little song. You know that everybody know. You know, I guess yeah, everybody in HBCU land know. You know, I'm gonna play this little song. We back with it with the football like we never left.
Oh, this makes me miss. Oh, I want to be in school again.
Hey.
It's my dance.
Oh, your little day. Okay.
I know that's right.
Okay. Let's talk about this thing. Let's talk about this
Listen,
thing.
listen, 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 listen. So many great things happen for these athletes. Let me
Mm-hmm.
just give a huge round of applause for all these HBCU football players that got the opportunity to showcase their talent, to be able to have conversations with NFL scouts. I heard there was a lot of NFL alumni as well as current coaches that were in attendance. So I really hope these athletes are able to get to their dreams because that's what they want to do. They want to have that recognition, that opportunity to be able to get showcased. So I heard great things, but most importantly, I'm going to touch on a little bit of the statistics and how these guys did. First and foremost, Trey Gross from Delaware State, wide receiver. He did an amazing job,
Showed out.
4.47 shuttle.
Mm-hmm.
He got a 4.6940. Vertical is 31 and a half. Like, definitely someone that we could easily see in the league. We hoping he's getting this opportunity. He led the conference, and he's from the MEAC, of course, led the conference with 13 touchdown receptions, including some late season, little bangers, some scores at the end of those 4 games in his career. So he definitely went into this event with his head held high and really showed up and showed out. So congratulations to him doing such an amazing job. Couple other athletes I want to shout out. We got Isaiah Macklin from North Carolina Central.
Yep.
Again, coming in, he had 3 seasons. First was San Diego State. He is a
Mm-hmm.
Las Vegas native.
Las
And
Vegas.
then he actually ended up at North Carolina Central, which good for him because that's how he got this opportunity with the HBCU Legacy Bowl. Hello.
Yep. Yep.
So definitely shout out to him and all his accomplishments at the event. He definitely dominated during the weekend.
He really
And
did.
he apparently got a lot of scout attention. So hopefully he gets some plugs in there and gets it done. So it sounded like it was a successful event. I'm really hoping that it continues to grow.
Hmm.
Definitely allowing these players that exposure that they need. And ultimately, I mean, not to be biased, New Orleans is a perfect location for an event like this. Hello, my New Orleans
Oh
native.
snap! Uh,
Baby, hello.
you stupid. You stupid. I'm gonna talk about the
Listen.
nuances of how everything went down as far as like
Yeah,
the practices and what
yeah,
what they were up against. So like they
yeah,
had practices, they're going one on ones, basically to see who's the best athlete out there. And a
yeah,
lot of these boys wanted to prove themselves. Like literally, shout out to Cut Day Sports. I think I'm saying it right. He got his own YouTube page. He was at the
yeah,
practice. Blue Bloods was at the practice. That's another YouTube page. Literally I was watching it, and these boys was getting after it. They were not playing no cupcake lightweight practice. Like they was literally
mm-hmm,
like practicing because they want to go to the next level. They really want to go
correct.
to they want to go to the NFL. They want to keep that legacy going on for themselves, and literally Robinson, the former Washington, I want to say Redskins, but that was their old name.
The Washington team.
Yeah,
They're about to be called the
the
Commanders, I think.
Commanders.
The Command. Hey, I'm
Yeah,
not gonna lie. I would rather that than Washington team. I'm not
you
gonna lie to
right.
you. Like
You right.
put a mascot on them. We'll figure
You
it out later. But
you right.
go ahead.
He won. He's the first black quarterback to win the Super Bowl. So just his presence there and other legends and other players that in the NFL that went there. I know one of the corners from the Saints. He literally talked to the boys. He was like, "Hey, cut all this out. Like cut all
Yeah,
this laughing and cut all this BS out because literally you only got one chance and this may be your
correct.
last chance to play football." So literally I enjoyed watching it, but as the game aspect itself, me personally, I wish they just would have did more emphasis during the game because the game went
Mm-hmm.
kind of like it didn't feel Pro Bowlish. Like it didn't
Yeah,
feel like, oh my God. But I guess that comes with time of building it up and trying to get people to come and actually make it entertaining. Because us black folk, we like to make stuff entertaining for no
right.
reason. We'll,
And
we'll
we do because that's
yeah.
us. That's our
We'll,
culture.
we'll, we'll, we'll make putting on deodorant the entertaining thing on TikTok, and
All
it
right.
have five
Just
five
throw a
five
little.
million views. What? What? Hey, have some music in that thing,
Okay,
and we
stop.
getting it. So that's my only downfall about it. But about
Yeah.
it was, and shout out to FAMU Antoine Conier. I'm thinking of saying his name right.
Mhm.
He did
Mhm.
get defensive MVP. So FAMU.
Love that. Yes.
Oh, we always out here, man. We always out here. Definitely.
Yeah. Also, speaking of some recognition, shout out to Columbus Willis from Alcorn State O line. He was selected
Mm-hmm.
to be the Legacy Bowl, and he was invited for it. And it's crazy. A lot of these players they had a lot of connections already going into it, but some of these players actually kind of they had to make it out the mud to get noticed and get their invitation. So it was a great thing for them. I feel like the organization to really cater to not just those athletes who have the statistics that ranks, in the higher 10, top 10 percentile, but reaching out to those athletes that may not have that ability to get noticed as quickly as the other athletes. So I wanted to give him a shout out for sure because he was announced as one that was selected and potentially is able to come back and get some scouts looking at him. So
That's
good for
good.
him from Alcorn State. And I also wanted to kind of touch on like how you said, the game itself may not been as the best or as hype as it could have been. I do believe that maybe it could have been a difference had they had the actual game inside of the Superdome because they actually had it at Tulane Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
So it was an outside environment, not in the, I guess it, so to speak, it's still a field, it's still regulation size, you know what I mean? But playing in the dome as opposed to playing, on a regular college outside field, that makes it
Yeah.
a little bit different, just
Yeah.
aesthetically. So I mean, maybe hopefully one year they do bring it into the dome and get those players, feeling like you're actually playing in an NFL game, and maybe that could make it a little bit of difference. Because I'm just thinking about like how the Value Classic is always in the Superdome. They play
Mm-hmm.
that game. It's between Southern and Grambling every year, and it's always in that Superdome. So just
Yeah.
and it makes it a bigger feel for them. It puts them a little bit on edge. Getting that pressure on them. Like we on a whole NFL field. Like I'm not a football
Exactly.
player, but I know if I would be, like I would be one to play in the dome as opposed to
Yeah.
a field that's
Yeah.
just like mine at home. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Definitely.
but
Definitely.
definitely, like we said, we got some room to grow. This was inaugural. This is the first year that they've ever done something like this. So, we can only go up from here. But shout out to all the participants, all the athletes, all the football players that did a successful job, all those scouts that were able to come out and give these boys an opportunity. That was at the end of the day, and that's what they successfully did. So I'm
Yeah.
glad we were able to have something like this.
And they said everything was first class. Like they said
Yeah.
everything was like to the T, like no complaints from nobody. Like that's the thing that you have to do when you doing something and it's the first time. You cannot
Mhm.
have no complaints, no mess ups. Cause
Yeah.
black people, that's the first thing they're gonna do is complain. But
They
as
do.
far
Yeah.
as far as like it being the first time and you have like this everything spread out for the athletes, like pick what you want, like here you go, you can't go
Yeah.
wrong with choosing this or that. So
Right.
so I really applaud them for making sure it is the best of the best,
Yeah.
and making sure that hey, y'all can come back, coaches can come back, athletes, you got to get here because other athletes are talking about, and they get a ring, they
Yeah.
get a
That is
ring.
amazing. Yes.
Yes. They get
Just
a
to be
ring.
invited to that, have those opportunities, get that ring, like of course that only falls into also recruiting,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm gonna want to go to a school that's gonna give me that same opportunity as those young men that I just saw on the TV or on Twitter or Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like it's not just about football at this point. Now we're creating opportunities. Now we're creating exposure. At the same time, these kids are being able to do what they love. So I'm
Definitely.
excited. I'm excited to see what they do next year, but definitely it seems like it was successful. So go black people during Black
Okay.
History Month.
Exactly.
Also,
Shoot.
all the folks who weren't black that were affiliated with the organization and the participation. Shout out to y'all too, because I know there was a lot of sponsors. Home
Mm-hmm.
Depot was there.
Definitely. Shoot. Building it up and breaking it down. You already know.
Right. And speaking of, giving our HBCUs that limelight, that ability, especially to give exposures to our athletes. Specifically, I just found out about this classic, the Dawson Classic, which is catered to baseball. So it was formerly known as the Urban Invitational, and it started back in 2008, actually in California, if I'm not mistaken, California,
Okay.
Compton, California, actually. And it was just basically an event to give our HBCU athletes, baseball athletes, an opportunity to participate in the Invitational. You would think it is like any type of tournament. You're inviting so many schools that come out, and they go head to head and try to get that competition going for them. But now it's been now named as the Dawson Classic after Andre Dawson. And it gives them the opportunity to one get scouting, just like how we said for the Legacy Bowl. We have
Mm-hmm.
MLB scouts coming through, watching the practices, watching the tournament and the competition. So I'm mad that I just now found out about it. Like it came across my feed and I was like, Dawson Classic? What is
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
Because we don't really hear too much about HBCU baseball unless you're like
Baseball. Yeah.
within,
Mm-hmm.
the swag, MEAC, the respective conferences, but like on a larger scale, they don't get as much publicity, So that's a
Definitely.
huge thing for the MLB to cater to these athletes and give them that again, that opportunity to showcase. And so this past tournament, it had Grambling State University,
Mm-hmm.
University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. They had
Yep.
Alabama State, Prairie
Mm-hmm.
View, Florida A&M was there. Go
Yep.
Rattlers!
Mm-hmm.
Jackson State and Southern were all. And again, it was in New Orleans. It was hosted by the University of New Orleans institution, and so it's this is what makes like HBCUs even more of like an environment that is infectious because they're constantly growing and they're constantly doing things to cater to not just our academic scholars but also our
Mm-hmm.
athletes, because when we think back to the historical content of HBCUs, it was created for our African American students to seek education and get it, equal
Yeah.
opportunity, right?
Yeah.
And so of course we're already good at anything we touch, period. So
Yeah.
now we're catering to our athletes. You know what I'm saying? Not now, but it's getting a little bit more on an even playing field with our other institutions, our other PWIs, our other, Division 1, 2, and 3 schools that have already had these recognitions just by the foundation of them being a PWI. We've had to fought, coming out the mud through all of this. And it's just like it's seeming that every single year they're just growing and becoming better. So I love that they have this event for our HBCU baseball players, and
Mm-hmm.
it seems like it's been growing and being successful since this is what it started in 2008 with 2022, 14 years strong. So good for
Definitely.
them.
Definitely. And the crazy part about it is like you said, it's been here for a minute, but like just
Yeah,
now, like we're hearing about it, and like I applaud the media as far as like the
yeah,
black colleges for pushing it out there, because like it was never pushed out there before. So whoever's on that media side right now, thank you for
um,
pushing it out there to letting it be known that their baseball is still alive. Because me, I used to be a baseball player. I love baseball.
hmm,
Like if I understand people, oh, you watch it on TV is boring, but you have to go to the game. Actually go
yeah,
to like for me, softball is a little bit more exciting for women's college, like younger. Like if you're looking for college and younger, softball is more exciting. If
correct.
you're looking for like something exciting for like men's, you always want to go
Hmm.
to a minor league game. Go to a minor league
Right,
game instead of a major league game. A minor league
right,
game is going to entertain you.
right,
They're going to entertain you. They're going to pull out all the stops. They have kids racing during the innings. They have you dress
right,
up like a pizza. They're gonna put little pepperoni. Who can put the most pepperonis on a pizza? And we talking about baseball. That
right.
sounds like a
This
basketball game right there. So
okay.
so like shout out to the media that's pushing baseball right now, because
Yeah,
they need it. They really do need it, and I'm happy for all the HBCU baseball teams, because they practice hard too. They want to get some shine. They want to get out there and showcase what they got, and go to that next level. So shout out
right.
to them.
And just real quick, paying homage to the Negro Leagues of baseball,
Oh yeah,
that's how our HBCUs, catered to our African American men that participated in baseball. So
true.
that's the foundation. You got to learn your history. You got to know
Mm,
that
true,
history.
true story. This is a true story. My great great uncle on my mom's side played with Satchis Page and all those other boys. He was a pitcher.
I know that's right. Okay,
Yeah,
history.
his nickname was Red, and like literally when my aunt told me this, cause like when I was little, I see him, and like
Hmm.
he he would say little stuff. He'd be like, "Boy, that's not how you swing the bat." I'm like, who? And he never did tell us he played baseball like with these legends, like
Right,
literally,
right.
like he was like, "Boy, that's
History
not
will
how you
never be
swing the bat."
forget.
I'm like, "Who is you to tell me how to swing the bat?" Like he's like, "I know you ain't never played no baseball." In my head, I ain't say that out loud because I
And
was a little
you didn't even
kid.
know though. You didn't know
I
you
didn't
was
even know.
innocent.
So I'm like, man. But literally, I feel when my mom told me that, I was like, dang, that's Black history.
Yeah.
You should have been told me that, because I would have probably been playing baseball if you would have been told me that. But he didn't want to. He didn't want to tell everybody. So how older people, they don't want to tell people stuff, because they may use
Hmm.
that as a certain way, but I pay
Right.
homage to my great uncle who paved the way for me to, to be on this platform to talk about HBCU baseball. You know,
Yeah.
definitely.
And speak and come keep going with the HBCU baseball. We got Ralph Garr, Bill Lucas HBCU Classic. I do
Hmm.
believe happening in Atlanta, correct?
Oh yeah,
Against Grambling State and FAMU,
yeah.
go fam, go Rattlers.
So
Right? Again, another opportunity for our HBCU baseball players.
exactly. So Ralph played on both of these players played on my favorite team, the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
So, Ralph, went to Grambling, got called up, did what he had to do. Bill definitely same thing. And both of these HBCU players playing on the Atlanta Braves, like at that time, back in the day, it was like the New York Yankees, Red Sox,
Yeah.
and you got the Atlanta Braves. Like
Yeah.
those were the teams to play for back in the day. Like those, like you didn't want to play at any other market. Still to this day, it's still New York, Boston, Atlanta Braves. Then you got L.A. Dodgers, and you got the Houston Texans. Like those are one of those
Right.
marquee matchups that you want. Marquee teams that you want to be on. That you're going to get limelight every time you go out in that field and play baseball. But they're going to be playing at the AAA. They're going to be playing in Gwinnett at their AAA affiliate team. It's called the
Hmm.
Gwinnett Stripers. So they'll be playing there. I'm pretty sure scouts going to be there. All the double A, triple A, single A scouts are going to be there. So that's just more publicity towards HBCU and
Hmm.
Grambling and FAM that's already doing tremendous things. In
Right.
the landscape of HBCU baseball.
Right. And I just want to mention when was an inaugural series back in 21, so March 20 and 21, FAMU did sweep Grambling State. I'm just going to lay that there.
Oh boy,
Not going
they
to say
came out
anything
this.
else about it.
Ooh, you
Again,
brought the
I
broom
love both
out.
teams. Listen, I love both teams, but I'm a rattler at heart. So let's see if we can do a little two-peat. Let's do it again, a little repeat.
So I mean, we just beat Southern with a walk off now. So we
All
just
right.
beat the baseball team. Just beat Southern with a walk off now. So
Okay.
so hey,
Stop playing.
let's keep this train. Let's keep this gravy train on rolling.
I love this. I love
Shoot,
this. So yeah,
and I'm a
shout out to
and
them.
I'm a shout out to coach, man. This crazy little story about the head coach for baseball. He was at Florida
Hmm.
State. He wanted
Mm.
that head coaching job at Florida State, but they didn't give it to him. So
Hmm.
literally, he was like, "All right, I'm gonna go next door and I'm gonna just do what I know to do." And
Yeah.
literally, since he been at FAM, they're literally been whooping ass and taking names like every year, whooping ass and taking names.
I know that's
Definitely.
right. Okay.
The pre-snap read is sponsored by Seti's Delights. This food is banging, man. Y'all gotta try this Seti Delights, man. He got that honey lemon garlic chicken breast this week, man. Y'all gotta go get this boy plate. Seti Delights. I got his Instagram, IG below.
All right. So shifting gears, the North Carolina A&T has officially moved to the CAA. So the first time we talked about the CAA, excuse me, we
Mm-hmm.
knew that Hampton had made their transition most recently, right? And I think Coach K had definitely touched on how that could definitely impact North Carolina A&T because at the time, both of those universities were in the Big South, right? And so, yes, they had a little bit more of a challenge for competitions, right? And thinking about all of their sports. But now Hampton has moved their way to the CAA. And, that was not a potential necessarily conflict, rather, but it could be a more of a challenge because then North Carolina A&T was going to be the only HBCU in the Big South. And
Mm-hmm.
now that has shifted, right? So now they're back together, back best friends, North Carolina A&T, all
Oh
under the
boy.
CAA roof. I mean, around what were your thoughts at? Do you think that that was a good move for them, or they should have just stayed where they were and kind of made a name for themselves?
I
Speak
got two.
lightly.
I got two sides to the story. Like I feel okay. So they at first I know North Carolina A&T and I think and Hampton they wanted to move in a conference beforehand,
Correct.
but the CAA
Yep.
the CAA wasn't taking any openings at that time. So the Big South was the next best thing for them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I understand. I think about 2 teams left to CAA, so they reopened back their opening to whoever wants to join the conference can join. So
Right.
they just took the move and went ahead and jumped ship, which to me I think it's good. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot because it tells you that they want to compete with other schools besides
Right.
HBCU schools, which is nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong that you want to stay in the SWAC and compete with SWAC. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with you want to go out and compete with other schools to see if you got that talent. If you got the facilities and if if you got the education, you got all that to go along with it, then go out there and test the water. Go out there and I mean I ain't necessarily be a guinea pig, but like go out there and bump your head a couple of times and tell other people, hey, this is how we messed up. I know y'all can probably do it better than us because y'all had a little bit more time
Right.
preparing.
Right.
Which I think all HBCUs will, as far as the SWAC and the MEAC, will boost up a level probably 10 years from now.
Yeah.
They're going to boost up. So, I feel like my hat's off to them. I hope they do good.
Yeah.
And I think they won like 5 games in football, so that was an okay season for them. That's
Yeah.
not what they're looking for. So hopefully this season they do good. Basketball they did all right. Hampton basketball they did all right. I know football they was it
Yeah.
was yeah.
Well, even just on the topic of that, just focusing on football, looking at the institutions, you got University of Albany, Delaware, James Madison, Maine, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Richmond. You got Townsend, William and Mary. For basketball, you got Villanova. It's like, right, right. So I'm like, looking at the schools, like I definitely understand an athletic director's viewpoint on wanting to, like you said, be able to compete with people outside of just HBCUs. Totally understand,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you want to diversify your competition, right?
Mm-hmm.
Build your teams up, get your athletes some challenge, your coaches some challenges, just so that you can have a more sustainable, athletic program. But then I'm also thinking, I'm like, is this the smartest move at the time? Because you only spent 1 year under the Big South. And I just
Mm-hmm.
feel like the jump so quickly, I don't know if that is the best prepared or the best, I guess, method of movement to go so quickly from one conference to another without even really experiencing that new atmosphere of being outside of an HBCU conference. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
that's my only really concern on how this they're going to be successful as quickly as they want to, because I know I've had a couple of conversations with the athletic director, and his mentality is to win, and that's, I
Yeah.
feel like that's everyone's, in relation to sports and athletics, you want to win, right,
Yeah.
like coach said. But then there's also this element is like you want to win, but you want to win and keep
Re-
winning, right?
realistically.
Realistically
Yeah.
win and
Yeah.
keep winning.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know. I'm really interested in seeing how their season's going to go. They're going to be starting this up this upcoming fall. They're going to be transitioning fully, I do believe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting. Or I think actually maybe in 23. I got to
I,
check on the year, but I'm not sure.
for me, I wish A&T would have went to like, I don't even think they're called the Conference anymore. Like
Sunbelt.
Sun Belt or like Wofford and Furman.
Mm-hmm.
I
Do
would
believe
feel,
University of Louisiana Monroe is in that
yeah, I
one.
feel more
Yeah.
comfortable with A&T being in that conference than any
Yeah.
other conferences
Yeah.
because like you have like I feel like you're in that area, you can compete with recruiting and you don't have to travel so far for other things. Like I don't
Correct.
know what made like I feel like that's the best conference for them right now. It's not the MEAC because they will run the MEAC. It's for they now them compared to South Carolina State, it'll be a toss up, 50-50
Right.
every
Right.
year. But like they played the Woffors and Furmans and all them other schools. They played them before. They played East Carolina before. So like, why wouldn't you want to be in that conference? And you can go to South Carolina and play some games. Go where your alumni base is, because in the South, that's where your alumni base is. It's in the South.
Correct.
So play these teams that's in the South. I think personally that's probably the best conference they should have been in. But all hope go to them.
I guess we gonna see, but you hit the nail on the head with, just thinking geographically, like Rhode Island, Maine. I'm now I understand that the North Carolina is on the East Coast, but I still consider that a little part of the South
That the
more so
South. That the South.
than the Northeast.
I am 10 minutes away from the border. I'm 10
You know what I'm
minutes
saying?
away
I'm like,
from North Carolina. I can walk there if I want to.
yeah. So
I could ride a bike to North Carolina.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I do not understand.
I don't know. It's so many different questions that I have, but clearly, like I said, the athletic director, he makes the ultimate decision. So he has something on his mind, and maybe having Hampton as a co
HBCU.
cohort, so
Yeah,
to speak,
cohort. Yeah, they're
cohort, a partner in
buddy
crime.
in arms.
We got to
Yeah.
stick together. I think, and maybe that's why he felt more comfortable moving after Hampton had announced their move. And it's like maybe he already had it in his mind to move. And like
Mm-hmm.
you said, at the time that he wanted to do it, it wasn't the opportune time. And now that
Mm-hmm.
he has seen, that shift with Hampton, because I mean, they've been rocking together for a long time. It's like, follow who you know. So I wish them all the best whenever they do, get all of their transition and their games begin and all of their competitions. But I mean, it's still a good thing. Give them some good competition, good challenge, and diversify where they are. So it's not
Definitely.
necessarily a bad thing. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yes, yes. So, big news. Stillman College has landed a partnership with New Balance. And I love how, like, every week we have this theme of a new university or a university getting these deals. We talked about JSU, we talked about Grambling, and now we got Stillman College lands a partnership with New Balance. Now,
Definitely,
I'm going to
definitely.
ask you this, Ron, because the first when I came across the news, like my initial response was excitement, right? Anytime that you land a partnership, as far as any company and business that has sustained its popularity, one, has
Mm-hmm.
sustained its financial foundation, two,
Yeah.
you really can't go wrong. But then in the back of my mind, I'm like, was New Balance the only choice, or was it the best choice? So it's like, where do you draw the line between, like, okay, we just trying to get something just because we need something, or
Mm-hmm.
we want to be able to get the best for the best? You know what I mean? Not to
Yeah.
downgrade New Balance, but
Mm-hmm.
just thinking of our athletics in totality. We think about Nike, we think about Adidas, we think about you know um Under Armour. We think about like those, prominent businesses and companies for athletics in general, just across all sports, across all, whether it's pro, amateur, whatever. So it's like New Balance is kind of new as far as a company to deal with, as far as a partnership for athletics. So
Mm-hmm.
what's your thoughts?
From one of my friends, what they told me, literally, I called the other day and like, we talked. I ain't gonna talk about what we talked about. She's gonna come on the show pretty soon, so
Yes,
I
yes, yes, yes.
let her talk to y'all. What we talked about. Um, though, like, put it this way, like Curry chose Under Armour for a reason.
Mhm.
He didn't choose Adidas. He didn't choose Nike.
Mhm.
Under Armour focus on football, man.
Mhm.
There are that's a strong football sport. But to bring that company to a new realm with basketball, as far as Under Armour goes, like it must have been something, like you said, it must have been something in that deal that
Yeah.
they couldn't turn down. That they
Right.
saw, like, in the long run, oh, okay, I see where this is going, and
Right.
we need this.
Hmm.
So I feel like with they really, I think they just picked up the ball. They just, New Balance gave them the idea and be like, hey, we have to take it, because
Right.
I don't think really nobody else offered, them
Yeah.
that type of deal like that, because they're
Right.
not that type of school for,
And it's 5 years too. Just
yeah,
want to
so
highlight that. So
that too.
not even
So,
just a fun 1 year hit wonder and you see how it
hmm
goes.
and
It's 5 years.
isn't I'm trying to think, Kawhi doesn't he's the New Balance person, Kawhi?
I do believe so.
Yeah, so they're already on
Yeah.
that basketball realm of making shoes. So I'm pretty sure, like, it's gonna go up from here as far as, with Kawhi goes, as far as, making comfortable shoes to wear out there in the game. So I'm pretty
Hmm.
sure, like, they got some people in the back of their ear, or they got some people that went to that school that knew
Right.
somebody that worked at New Balance, and like, hey, you know, can y'all sponsor this HBCU? They're really
Yeah.
looking for somebody. So I think I love it. It's another company that, that help another school besides, the PW high school. So that's very big.
Yeah. And just like you said, I just confirmed that Kawhi Leonard is the partner with New Balance, and also that's fairly new as well. So
Mm-hmm.
even looking into the connection on how he has built his platform, because he just signed with them back in what 2019 ish.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's fairly new, his partnership. So I think that also, like you say, kind of makes sense on why they would go that route, because there is some rapport there with, Kawhi Leonard being in the NBA, right? Having the status, having the foundation that he does have. So I'm interested in seeing how that can really bring some exposure to their team, and also funding.
Yeah.
We need that. They're
Yeah.
going to be doing all of their apparel, including coaches, staff members on the athletic administration. So that's really cool to see.
Yeah. Plus it brings them. Plus it brings, like, how, like, all FAMU stuff is on Nike. Like,
Yeah,
all their stuff gonna be on New Balances. Like, you can go online and
correct.
buy their stuff. Like, it's
Yeah,
so easy now to buy their stuff, instead of have to looking on Instagram and seeing if one person is creating something for this school. You can literally go on NewBalance.com and
yeah,
get what you're looking for. If you're an alumni or you just love HBCU, you can literally tap it, buy it, get it shipped to your door. Okay, yeah, that was
right.
easy. I'm ready for homecoming. So,
Exactly. And it's the first, that they ever had.
mhm.
So it's not only are they, creating a foundation for them, but they're also making history. Again, we're making so much history. And I just feel like once we started this show, everybody started making history.
Hey,
we've been
shoot,
we've
they
been
got
talking about
to.
historical comment every single week since we started,
They
man. This is
got to.
amazing.
They
Go
got to.
HBCUs. Love that.
Hold on. What Black History Month end? We're gonna have one more show for Black History. Oh yeah.
I think so. Yeah, we got one more.
Oh yeah. Next week, the last. Oh yeah, we
That's
got. Oh
next
yeah,
week. It's the
that
last
last
week.
day. We gotta come strong. We gotta come strong with it.
We all come
Shoot.
strong. That's
We gotta
amazing.
come strong. Shoot. Okay, guys. Jerry couldn't show up today. Yeah, like I said, he has some personal business. He's definitely. We're gonna be on next week. All three of us, all together back. It was the big two, So we had to carry the
Just the
team
two of us.
on our back, man. But hey, shoot, we carried the show, man. Looking forward to next week. Looking forward to March Madness with Coach K.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna have some guests coming up soon. I ain't gonna let y'all know who it is.
Yeah.
Y'all just gonna tune in just to that show, just to watch. Nah, y'all gotta watch it every week. And
Watch it.
who,
You may
yeah,
miss something.
you may miss something. You may miss something. So definitely, road to March Madness. Definitely next week. We're gonna start on the schedules as far as Swag
Yeah.
and MEAC.
Yeah.
Road to spring game. I'm definitely gonna be at the spring game, guys. FAMU spring game.
What's
think
the
it's
date?
April 9th. April
Okay.
9th. I'm gonna be there the whole weekend. I'm gonna try to cover whatever I can cover there. If they have a softball game that day, I'll try to
Here
cover
go
that.
me. Let me check my Palm Pilot and see if I can
Exactly.
make a little
So,
trip.
but definitely, and I'm definitely going to be at the Bethune game, guys, on March 5th. Definitely going to be there. Definitely going, have my crowd going crazy because I'm gonna put that on the channel. That
Yeah,
FAMU environment. Got to put that on the channel.
got
Uh,
to.
yeah, meet. Don't hold on. Beat me there. Don't meet me there. Yeah, beat me there.
Beat
Don't
me
meet.
there. Don't
Yeah,
meet me there. I want you to be
exactly.
saving my seat. Hello.
Exactly. Hey, Bridge, hey, yo, Bridge, hey, got you, bro. I got you right here.
Come on through.
So, any shout outs you want to get to anybody, Robin, before we end?
You know what I actually do? I want to shout out first and foremost us, just because this has been a quality ass show. Sorry, I don't mean to cuss, but we
You
all
good?
grown.
You good?
But I just want to shout out us and uplift us. Ron, you doing your thing. You had this vision, and I remember when Ron hit me up and he said, "Listen, Ron, I don't know what you got going on in life, but I have this, and I want you to be a part of it." And I said, "Okay, what am I supposed to do?" He said, "I need representation for my women, for my powerful Black women." And I said, "Oh, you didn't say nothing but a word. Listen, I don't." HBCUs have a special place in my heart, but when you talk
Mhm.
about HBCUs and athletics and sports, oh, you had me sold. So thank you for having this vision as we are,
Mhm.
getting out our last days for Black History Month. This right here, I want to uplift us. So yeah, y'all keep following, y'all keep
Definitely,
subscribing, and let us
definitely,
know some things that y'all want us to talk about. We're
definitely,
always getting news, always getting new ideas coming through, but it always helpful if we create that connection with the audience. We're here for you. You're here for us. We're here for you. Even
definitely,
exchange. So yeah.
definitely. So yeah, well, give a shout out back to you. I know I'm gonna give Jerry his flowers next week. Definitely shout out to you, Robin. As far as like, me and Robin don't have like we have a friendship, but that friendship, is far away. We don't get to see each
Yeah.
other. We don't,
Yeah.
we don't conversate on a daily basis, but we do. We're in a group chat, so like we
Right.
do hit each other up. We do hit our classmates up and stuff like that when we see each other, we be like,
But when we
oh,
together,
shit.
it's
Oh, it's lit. It's lit. So,
every time.
so, Robin was the first person I thought about, like, as far as, what female can I get? Because I literally was going to try to find somebody, but I was like, why find somebody when I have somebody literally in my phone? So, like, definitely, like, thank you again because you take your time out your day, to talk sports and,
Nah, man, this is not even a sacrifice. This is I'm catering to your vision because I see what you see. I see the big picture, and it's honestly needed. We need more of it. There's no competition. I know there's a lot of YouTube channels out there. A lot of people that's doing their thing very similar to us. We all in community together at the end of the day. So there is no reason why we can't have more of what we're doing. Right? There's
definitely.
not only one school out there. That's why they have multiple. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
that's what we cater to. Different things, different ideas, different people. So ain't no skin, baby.
Exactly.
I'm here.
Exactly. Definitely. When coming up football season, we are going to be on the road. So we're
Yeah.
definitely going to be on the road. So if you see us out and about, say hey. Don't be shy to us. We're going to talk. If you want to talk football, we're here. If you want to talk any type of sports that you want to talk about, and you want to come up to us, we are here to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. So definitely
It's
just,
up.
be friendly, rise up, be friendly, and we're gonna conversate, good love, good love. But this bridge is on top. I'm
It's your
out.
girl Robin. Y'all follow me. Instagram.
All right, peace, love, guys. Make sure you follow the Pre-Snap Read on all platforms, Twitter and Instagram. Robin, you did your thing this week. Jerry, we miss you. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, please. Hey, Peace out.